Let's talk about clickbait and copywriting. Is it ethical or no? Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I've been in the game for like 7 or 8 years at this point. It's been a long time. So I have seen so much clickbait, and I want to talk a little bit about it because we all know what it is. It's like that really over the top like hook to try and get you to click. It's usually at the bottom of like news articles, all that like those clickbaity articles, like where are those child celebrities now? You won't believe what happened to Macaulay Culkin with like some crazy photo. Or like 7 ways to seduce your man. You won't believe number 5. Right? So we all know like that's what clickbait looks like. It's been around a long time. And if you hand copy any old school ads, you get a nice big taste of what it used to be like. But the thing is it's not really going away. Clickbait is still used and it still exists. And the reason why is because it works. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk to you a little bit about clickbait and if it is ethical. Because at the end of the day, we've all maybe fallen for clickbait. I know I have. And it doesn't feel great. You end up clicking through something that actually has nothing to do with the headline. And that's when it's annoying. So really, truly, the question to ask is if I'm using something that feels clickbaity, is it intentionally misleading or is it just designed to intrigue? Because that, I think, is the ultimate difference here. If you are doing it to intrigue and then when you enter into whatever the piece is, the email, the article, if it is truly speaking to whatever the clickbaity feeling, subject line or headline is, and it's actually offering value or solutions, it's okay. I think it's okay. But if it's something that is being used just to mislead the reader to get that click, which a lot of it is, then it's not okay. And ultimately, you're not playing the long game. Because if you're pissing off your audience, if you're pissing them off with your emails, subject lines, and they're clicking unsubscribe, you're losing people. It's not ultimately achieving the long-term strategy that you want. So I actually only work with clients who are interested in long-term, strategy. For example, I would never work with somebody who's really into drop shipping and just trying to make money. I only work with brands that I feel like are actually genuinely trying to provide solutions for their audience. So if we lean into some really like spicy, sassy, clickbaity headlines that maybe even make the audience laugh, as long as whatever is on the inside is genuinely helpful. Sometimes I even call it out. I'm like, that was a pretty funny, ridiculous, headline. Then it's okay. So ask yourself, are you really bringing value? Are you truly providing solutions? And if the answer is yes, then I think that getting a little clickbaity is okay. So here are some suggestions around how to, work with something that may or may not feel a little clickbaity, but keeping it ethical. So the first thing is make it magnetic, but not outrageous. You can make intriguing headlines and subject lines without actually pretending like you've invented fire or something. Don't go over the top and make claims that are just outright not true. I mean, I feel like that goes without saying, but I sometimes think I need to spell these things out. The next one is never use clickbaity headlines or subject lines as your main technique. It gets old really fast. So if you are going to use it sparingly. Also, never be deceptive or outright lie in your copy. Like truly, again, I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but it's because I sometimes still see it. You're just gonna piss people off and you're ultimately gonna lose. Next up, ask yourself, can I take this down just a notch? Because ultimately you might get a bunch of eye rolls if you're super, super clickbaity. Usually you can take it down one step and still have that intrigue without pissing people off. And as I mentioned before, call it out. If you are going to use a clickbaity headline and you call out, well, that was kind of like clickbaity, or didn't that make you roll your eyes? Then your audience is going to think, wow, they really did that intentionally and they called themselves out and they know exactly what I'm thinking. They know that I rolled my eyes at that headline. And if you can do that, you can actually use it to not only create intrigue and be magnetic, but you can actually gain, trust with them because they're like, this person knows what they're doing and I can trust them. And finally, if you just always focus on being helpful and really connecting with them, you can get away with some clickbaity type headlines or subject lines and really build more rapport and authority with your audience. So I don't want to just throw clickbait out and say it's all bad, because I have definitely fallen for some clickbait subject lines in emails, for example, and been thrilled because what I found on the inside was hilarious and poking fun and ultimately was a pleasure to read and it brought a lot of value to my life. So I don't think it's something that you need to just say in a blanket statement, it's always bad, because it can be used well. It just takes a next level skill to know how to do it well and not have it work against you. So I hope this helps. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you like this. You know the drill. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. Maybe share with me some of your favorite clickbaity subject lines, headlines, or some of the worst ones, because we've all experienced both. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. I am putting out multiple videos every week, and they are all in response to what you're asking for. So please keep the conversation going. I appreciate you guys so much.